Hello everyone and welcome to episode 5 of Octopath Traveler. Ophelia joined our party last time and we basically still have a quest to do with her. And this is the way it works with all the characters we meet. I'm sort of playing ahead a little bit in a private playthrough. And you meet a character, you then optionally look through their backstory. I'm going to do that, but you don't have to. And then you also then have to do their introductory mission. So with Harnett we killed that beast that was running wild. And with Ophelia we have to get that flame from the cave place. So yeah, I think that's how it always goes. I haven't finished my private playthrough yet, obviously. So I'm trying not to get too far ahead, but, you know, I'll get a little ahead.
Then be hunted.
Alright, so now Ophelia is in the party. She currently has heal wounds, which is a reasonable heal to all party members. And a single target light-based damage spell, and she also can do a standard attack.
What next?
Keep in mind that she's not as much of a physical character, so her attack is not as strong. So you see, Holy Light definitely does more damage there.
Thou didst fight with courage.
I also noticed that my audio quality wasn't great in the first few episodes. I'll try to make that a little better. But there are limits to my possibilities, simply because my microphone is getting on a bit.
Well then.
What next?
I'll not be defeated.
Come in, if thou darest. Thou didst fight with courage.
I also haven't done any grinding yet. Kind of. I want to try see how easy this tutorial gets without grinding.
I'll do my best.
And if it turns out to be a struggle, then I can always you know, spend a bit of time between episodes grinding.
If thou darest.
Ah, we got a pounce then. So I think it's completely random what attack you get, but Linda can do sweep or pounce. Sweep being a sword attack damage AoE, and pounce is a single target attack. So yeah, just I don't think you can affect what she does, and obviously in some cases you'd prefer the AoE, in other cases you'd prefer the single target, especially because they have different damage types. The single target is a spear attack, or it does spear damage or whatever, it counts as the spear attack. And nothing up here, okay. Yeah, when grinding, there is a certain type of fairly rare enemy that you can get here, which
well then. Oh, sacred light. I'll not be defeated. There.
Let my arrow fly and
I keep interrupting myself. I
honor thee, my quarry.
It's pretty easy to kill and gives a ton of money, experience, and JP, so if I run into it, that would obviously be nice, but there's obviously also no guarantee. It's a random encounter.
This is...
It says danger level 1, so I'm thinking we're probably fine. I also noticed that, somewhat contrary to what I said in a previous episode, as your party grows, the enemy encounters also become harder.
Let us begin.
Which includes... Oh, he's weak to that. Nice.
Let my arrow fly and true.
And to that. Very nice.
Well then.
This includes the boss fights, at least the ones I've played so far. So, having a larger party, you still don't completely walk over the sort of first stage bosses in the tutorial sections, but
I will battle.
It remains true that it becomes easier.
I'll do my best.
Okay, we can easily break him.
What next?
And then we can just summon him, I guess. Okay, not a problem. And this will give us all 3 bonuses, because we didn't take any damage, we broke the enemy, and we killed him in a single turn, which gives you the domination bonus to JP. Which looks like 10%-ish, with some rounding in there.
I will battle.
Come in, if thou.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
So, we don't yet have any good way to find out what enemies are weak to. So basically, for the moment, it's still very much trial and error. But,
let my arrow fly and true.
Sure. It's level 2 strength, so I can replace something like the Marmot, which I don't think this has anything special to it.
Thou didst fight with courage.
And I think I now have enough JP to buy a skill for... Oh, I can also learn one on Harnett. That's nice. So one skill I like, it's really expensive, but it works really well, is Arrow Storm, which... Rain of Arrows attacks random foes 5 to 8 times. Arrow Storm attacks all foes 5 to 8 times. And if you have a lot of enemies that are weak to bow attacks, this can break even large encounters really quickly, so it's a very nice skill to have. And this has also given us a support skill. These are basically passive skills. So in the case of Harnett, we have an increased chance of attacking first in battle, which is kind of like a surprise attack. We get a free turn at the beginning, or we are guaranteed that all of us get a turn before the enemy does. So it's very nice. Now, on Ophelia, we can also learn a bunch of other stuff. For the moment, heal more isn't really necessary. It does heal more than heal wounds, but my characters aren't high level enough yet where that actually makes a difference. Heal wounds probably does maybe 300-400 at this point, which is plenty. So instead I'm going for Luminescence, which is an AoE attack, which can come in really handy for certain fights. Here again we have a somewhat well hidden path to the chest, giving us a silver hairpiece. Generally, from what I've seen in what I've seen in the tutorial sections so far, we can always find a piece of equipment that's fairly good for the early game.
Now, let us hunt
in a golden chest in each of the characters' tutorial sections. So each character basically gets a nice item as a reward for exploring thoroughly. Okay, so here I'm going to attack this bat specifically, because if you look at the turn order up above, this is the one that would otherwise get a turn next. If I break it now, its turn will get cancelled, and I can now break the other bat before it gets a turn as well.
My turn now.
And now we can just look at
May the
luminescence.
sacred flame shine forth.
It's not a specifically
Come in, if thou
cool
darest.
animation, but hey.
Yeah.
And we can also look at Arrow Storm. Easy.
I honor thee, my quarry.
Which gives me the Untouched and the Break bonus points. But yeah, in this specific case, for example, you could see the chest quite easily. Just finding the way there, it's a little hidden. It's not too bad though. As before, I'm not going to go into how are we doing for eating grapes and spurting plums? That's fine. Going to restore MP on Arnold.
There is no choice.
Oh dear.
Well then.
This weak to
Oh,
light magic,
sacred
maybe.
light.
It is. Very nice.
Come in, if thou darest.
Not weak to bow attacks, though.
Let my arrow fly and true. Yeah.
It still died.
I honor
Not a
thee,
problem.
my quarry.
So one issue with the sound is that I have my controller just kind of close to my microphone, and that's inevitable. It's in my hands, and my microphone has to be in front of my face, so it's not... Can't get too much distance between those. Just because they all both need to be fairly close to my my upper front section. But yeah, I think I was a bit aggressive about cutting out background noise, and the noise profile I used I think also included a fair amount of sort of frequencies that my voice actually tries to carry through. So I'll be a little more careful. You might get a bit more background sort of noise, like the rushing of my fans and my computer and stuff like that. But yeah. Maybe I'll upgrade my microphone at some point, but not these days. Yeah.
What? I will not lose to you. Well then. Ah!
Let my
Alright,
arrow
so
fly.
first trying to find out some weaknesses here.
I'll do my best.
So you already know it's weak to just standard staff attacks. Let's see if it's also weak to light magic.
Oh, sacred light.
It is not. Okay.
Let my arrow fly.
How about axe moves? Nope.
Well then.
Let my arrow fly and true.
Alright, let's try sword moves. Yep, those work. Okay.
Letting the hunt beginning.
Let's try the bat. Well, that also works. Okay, convenient.
Well then.
So let's boost once. This will give me 2 attacks. And since I'm using the standard staff, he has only two shield left. 2 attacks will specifically break him.
Letting my arrow fly and
And now I can fully boost Linda and hope for a sweep to do big damage. Fully
I'll do my
boosted,
best.
and he's broken and weak to this damage type. On Ophelia, however, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to heal wounds.
Let your wounds
And this is
be
completely unboosted and does 141. So boosting this maybe twice would easily...
What next?
I'm just gonna use up this white bat now. Does
I will
plenty of
not be
damage.
defeated.
Let's say I boost this twice,
Let your wounds be healed.
and now we're already hitting for 230-ish. So
My turn now.
right now I don't need the even stronger AoE heal that is much more expensive. Instead, I'm just going to keep attacking.
What next?
I also think in between episodes I changed my cursor mode to remember my previous commands, but this doesn't
My
really
turn now.
matter, I guess.
What next?
Sure, might as well spend one boost. Sacred Flame gains its
I will
strength.
not be
That's
defeated.
fine. I'm going to again boost this a
Let your
little,
wounds
and
be
this should be
healed.
a powerful heal to get us back to full.
What next?
And now unboosted bat to break the enemy,
Come in, if thou darest.
and now we can
Come in.
fully boost Lind for another 500 and a
I will
bit
not be
damage.
defeated.
Since this enemy is not weak to light magic, I'm not going to spend magic points from Ophelia
Come
to
in,
try and damage
if
it.
thou darest.
Well then,
Seems like a waste. I can just use normal attacks to weaken it.
my turn now.
What next?
My turn now.
Okay, now I do remember these guys are weak, so luckily I have an AoE light damage spell. You can see they are actually weak
Let
to
the
this.
hunt begin.
And I'm also going to use Lind, and they are not weak to sword attacks. Bit of a shame that. 3 more turns? Sure. I'm guessing if I let these guys live for too long, they are going to cause some problems.
Ah! May the sacred flame shine forth.
But I should be able to break them before that.
Let my arrow fly and true.
Right, enemy's broken. The other 2 guys are dead. Easy peasy.
What next?
Can now do a fully boosted Lind for another 544 damage. And I guess I'll do a
Let your
heal
wounds
that's
be
not
healed.
boosted at all. It should still be... yeah, it's almost a full heal. But you see, this enemy takes longer or can take more punishment than the initial enemy when we used... when we just had Harnit in the party for her first boss. So they do
My turn now.
increase the damage or the difficulty, I guess, of the fight depending on how many party members you have.
Let
You'll
the
also
hunt
notice that as
begin.
I get more party members, I'm just gonna use up the white bat now actually. As I get more party members, the random encounters we see in the
I'll do
world
my
will
best.
also have increased numbers of enemies in
My
them.
turn now.
Let
Take
my arrow
flame gates
fly
and
and
strength.
true.
That's fine, it's about to be broken, so I think that removes that sort of buff thing.
Well then,
And now I can again not really do anything with her. She's just not a damage
let
dealer.
your wounds be healed.
Yeah, her powers lie
What
in
next?
support and healing.
Holding
Harnit,
back
on the other
nothing.
hand, is a good damage dealer. And that's now the 4th time we've hit the enemy with a well over 500 damage attack. So,
Letting the hunt begin.
and there we go. This enemy took a lot more
Thou didst
punishment
fight
than
with
the
courage.
first boss that Harnit fought on her own. But we both get a level up. I think in these boss fights it's basically impossible to get the domination or untouched bonuses. Just because the enemies are way too sturdy. I mean, maybe if you over-leveled significantly, but even then I think your damage is still somewhat limited because of just not being able to get any more powerful equipment.
is... Elliana. Ah. Elliana. Oh. You see... Father? Your Excellency.
My apologies.
Father?
Yes.
Your Excellency.
Yes.
Yes. What?
Ophelia.
Ophelia...
Liana.
No!
Yes.
I understand.
At least it would seem you came through your ill-advised journey in one piece.
Notice, it's the same cutscene. Suddenly we get full voice acting again. It is bizarre to me how they chose which bits to voice act and which not to. It's just, it seems completely arbitrary. Maybe it makes sense if you're Japanese, I don't know.
I did, Your Excellency.
And I can assume you set out with no preparation to speak of. For all your quiet dignity.
I am sorry, Your Excellency.
Oh, Ophelia. I only hope that this kindness of yours will not be your ruin.
Your Excellency?
You journeyed to the Cave of Origin so that Liana might stay here with me, did you not? I will inform the Pontiff that there has been a change in plans, and that you will perform the kindling in Liana's stead. Speak with your sister, and learn what she has these many months. Your instruction will be abbreviated, but I know you are up to the task.
Your Excellency!
Your kindness brings warmth and light to all around you, Ophelia, just as does the sacred flame.
Your Excellency,
Ophelia, when I first took you in, I had a dream.
A dream, Your Excellency?
A dream of you, bearing the flame into the world. Looking back now, I realize it was an omen of what was to come. Liana is a fine daughter, my pride and joy. She has served as a daughter of the Church far better than I had any right to expect. But I know that it has not come easily to her. She has given up much of her true self to be who she must be for the Church. I have not yet told Liana, but I fear that I am not much longer for this world.
But Your Excellency, the healer said...
I trust that I know my body better than any other.
Your Excellency...
Oh, Ophelia. I am so proud of you and Liana both. Promise me that you will love one another forever.
Your Excellency, Father, please, please don't leave us.
Thank you, Ophelia.
And with that, I should be off. Do take care.
Take care yourself. I think Father was looking a little better today, don't you? We nearly had to tie him to his bed. He so wished to be here too.
It's good to know he's acting more like himself again.
Ophelia, I owe you an apology.
Whatever for, Liana?
When I first heard that you would go on the pilgrimage in my stead, to tell you the truth, I was relieved. The thought that I could stay here with Father instead of worrying about the kindling? I knew you would be putting yourself in great danger, and yet, I was so happy. Can you forgive me, Ophelia?
Oh, please. I am the one who should apologize. I have no right to be here and, well, here I am.
I know that you only wanted to help me. And knowing that you will perform the rite in my stead makes me happier than anything.
Thank you, Liana. And so my journey begins. To Saintsbridge, Goldshore, and finally back to Flamesgrace. Light the flames in each town. Perform the kindling as our forebears have. I'll be gone for a while, but if ever you or Father need me, pray send for me at once.
Thank you, Ophelia. Really do take care of yourself, okay?
Let us see how Saintsbridge in the Riverlands treats me. Till we meet again, dear sister. May the sacred flame light your path.
And may it ever shine its warmth upon you.
Alright, sorry for running that long, but I think that was about a 15-minute cutscene, which, yeah. As I said, I really like the gameplay and combat system of the game, but boy oh boy did they botch the storytelling. It's rather bizarre, really. Anyway, probably going to do some grinding in between episodes, so I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you again soon. Bye bye!